Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn, into the main story. Main story being that me getting my butt kicked by primals. Anyways, let's get back to Moonbree here, and remains unconvinced that you have not sustained a head injury. Oh, lovely. If you ask me, there's not to be gained from mulling over the implications of your story in the freezing cold. Let's save it for the Rising Stones, yeah? I'll get everyone to meet us there. But before that, you had best pay a visit to Whitebrim Front and speak with Alhine. He's probably worried sick about you. That, or he's busy playing at politics with the Ishgardians. Either way, I'm sure he'll be delighted to see you hale and healthy. Speaking of which, you don't have a headache or anything, do you? No? Blurred vision? Oh, no reason. See you again soon. You need a right kick in the keister there, lady. I know what I saw, I know what I heard. Getting all this stuff unlocked, and then I just gotta go through and complete some of these hards that I haven't done yet. I should have high level unlocked. Trials. I only got 2 of those unlocked. But either way, I'm getting there. Slow and surely, I'm getting there. Hopefully I'll get there before the expansion, but it depends on what happens. Fellas coming through. Out of the way. I returned. There he is, and none the worse for wear. Was there ever any doubt that the Warrior of Light would succeed? I think I speak for us all when I say that I should like nothing more than to hear the stirring tale of your victory, if you would be so kind. I don't think you want to, but I'll go ahead and tell you. And when we were too late to prevent the summoning, not too late to prevent further loss of life, an outcome worthy of celebration, and one for which we have Enofin to thank. Yes, you are right, of course, Sir Amric. We should be content with that, with what we have accomplished. I, for one, could not have wished for a better outcome. Shiva is no longer a threat, and the heretics have been routed. Aye, there is the matter of Iceheart's escape, but she cannot run forever. Whether it takes days, weeks, moons, or even years, my knights will find her. In the meantime, Lord Dormont, is the caravan ready? The supplies that your men recovered have been prepared for transport in accordance with your wishes. Rest assured that my knights will see them safely to Revan's Toll. Of that I have no doubt. I take it these are the self-same supplies the heretics stole from the house Ortep's caravan? That's the crystals which comprise the bulk of the shipment. Yes, scarcely a fraction of what was promised, but a meaningful contribution to your cause, all the same. On the unrelated note, Enofin, might I trouble you to accompany me to Camp Dragonhead at the earliest convenience? It is not for my benefit. Certain lord was most distressed when he learned of your intent to risk life and limb to stop Iceheart. It took half a dozen knights to restrain him, I am told. Men give vent to the anxieties of married ways. Pray do not think less of him. going to cheat. The Guardian of the Lake, huh? I mean, Tiamat I knew was evil, but Muhammad has never really been evil, but never really been good either. It's kind of a in-between sort of. But then again, he was locked away for a long time, so anybody would be rather upset about that. I'm back. I'm alive. What were you thinking in a wager? Your very being in a dubious theory, which might allow you to enter Iceheart's lair, knowing full well that she could have sufficiently forewarning to complete her ritual to summon Shiva anyway. And then, engaging the abomination in mortal combat by Fury Elephant. 'Tis the stuff of ballads, a battle for the ages, that I have been there to fight by your side. But here I am forced to wait, condemned to wonder at the fate of a dear friend for a veritable eternity. I would not wish such torture on my most hated enemy. Sigh, but you are here now, and that is what truly matters. Let us move on. Sir Amric wishes to have words with you, and Master in private. He awaits us in the intercessory. I cannot speak English, or read, I should say, English. Greetings, sir. I shall show you in at once. Yes, please. A warm fire would certainly be nice, too.
On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard, allow me to express my deepest thanks. Never before have we been required to contend with a primal. Indeed, there were fears in some quarters that our knights might not be equal to the task. From what we have now learned of these beings, I can say with certainty that we would have lost a great many men had the Scions not intervened.
Then the argument for preemptive action should be self-evident. Perchance now you will reconsider my proposal that Ishgard move against Natalan.
Ere we first met, a similar proposal was tabled, but the Holy See decreed that we were to observe, and that military action should be taken only in self-defense. All things considered, it was not an unreasonable decision. Since the calamity, 2 vigils have fallen to the Horde, while Garuda has never shown any inclination to storm the gates of judgment. Which is why this unprecedented crisis and its resolution may prompt a change in policy. You who have faced these primals know well the threat they pose. Ishgard did not. Not until now. And there is naught like a brush with death to change a man's outlook.
At the very least, this should silence any lingering objections to our arrangement with Revenant's Toll. The Holy See may even feel moved to grant us its formal endorsement.
So far as it is possible, the Scions shall be compensated for their service.
We should be grateful for any aid you can provide.
As a gesture of good faith, I shall withdraw my previous request. Your people are doubtless needed elsewhere.
That will not be necessary. We, too, have a vested interest in watching Dravania's movements.
I see. Once more, I must thank you.
Sir Emmerich, if I may, do you truly believe that Midgard-Zoma could return?
The heavens are a window unto truth, but those who interpret their movements are not infallible. I requested your involvement as a precautionary measure.
But of course, you sought an excuse to compensate us from the first, mindful of what would happen if Revenant's toll were taken by your enemies. Ishgard is not wont to aid its neighbors, but that does not preclude it from manipulating them to serve its own interests.
Choose your next words carefully.
You wanna go?
Do you know what sort of man becomes Lord Commander of the Temple Knights? One who comes from good stock. I did not. Yet here I am now. Why do you suppose that is? Because I swiftly learned to tell the difference between words, deeds, and beliefs. You are correct, Master Leveilleur. Ishgard desires to see Revenant's toll flourish, as it would present a troublesome obstacle to our enemies from the south.
We are so glad to be of use to you.
As we are to you. Ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement, lest we forget, one born of necessity. The dragons grow more restless by the day, and the heretics harry us nigh without cease. We have contended with such troubles for centuries, but there are limits to even our endurance. Yet as a pauper is loath to part with his meager possessions, the leaders of Ishgard are not wont to render up their trust to outsiders. But with perseverance on our part, they may yet be made to see the light. Nevertheless, one must take care when walking the road less traveled.
Wise words, Sir Emmerich. I shall make a point to remember them. I must apologize for my earlier outburst. I hope it will not sour our good relations.
Not at all. You but spoke from the heart. I trust you understand that at times my duties may prevent me from meeting with you. On such occasions, my second-in-command will speak for me.
Lucia, at your service. Pray excuse our reticence. We are but wary of speaking too freely, lest our sentiments be made known to our enemies. Know that the Lord Commander and I are of one mind. For the sake of Ishgard, and of Eorzea at large, I pray our peoples can put aside their differences. Those who dwell in the past risk losing sight of their future.
Should aught befall one of our shipments, pray inform Lucia immediately. You may also relay to her any words you might have for me alone. Not being of Ishgardian birth, she owes no allegiance to any noble house, making her as near to incorruptible as one can find in my homeland. Suffice it to say, I trust her completely, and so may you. Which reminds me, Lord Orchefort, if you would be so kind.
Certainly.
In times such as these, trust is ever in short supply. Mayhap this will go some way to rectify the problem. The results of our investigation into the heretics' recent attacks, as well as our interrogation of the merchant you detained.
Sir Emmerich, I cannot thank you enough.
Think nothing of it. Ishgard may be many things, but it is no friend to Garlemald.
Did I not tell you to have faith, my friend?
You, yes. Those two, not so much. Complete. With reason to celebrate looks rather grim. It would seem we have much to discuss with our friends in the Rising Stones. If what you say is true, Ishard's method of summoning Shiva defies all precedent. It necessitates complete appraisal of the primal threat and of our approach to combating it. Moreover, there are grave ramifications if word of this incident reaches Imperial ears. The Guardian Empire believes that primals are an insufferable menace, that their mere existence is a threat to this very star. As such, they deem any action taken against the beast tribes to be justified by default. Imagine then if it became known that it was not only the beast tribes of Eorzea that could summon primals, but her civilized peoples as well. Any lingering objections to the Eorzean campaign would vanish overnight. Before we had to contend with a single Imperial Legion, we could well find ourselves facing the combined might of all Galamold. I speak on advisory. Come, Endelfin, it is better that we continue this conversation over Doma. Thinks maybe the or maybe not all of them, but some of the dragons may be children of the Mother Crystal. That would certainly be intriguing. Kind of cool too. See, this is why dragoons are awesome. Not only can we combat dragons, but we can befriend them too. In which case, I still need to get that Drake mount. And then I gotta figure out how to get that dragon mount when Haven's Ward comes out. I have returned! In the homestead. We have much to discuss, I'm afraid, Melfina.
Words cannot well express how glad I am to see you return to us hale and whole. Needless to say, I am most eager to hear your account of that which occurred in Kurthis, assuming you're ready to speak of it.
Oh yeah, I have a lot to tell you.
Excellent. I shall summon the others at once. Iceheart used her own body as a vessel for a primal soul?
Master Louisoir's writings make no mention of such a possibility. Can we be certain this entity was a primal?
As certain as we can be that good King Mogulmog XII was a primal, I should think. Both were ostensibly summoned.
Let's not quibble over definitions. Of more concern is the implication that Iceheart retained her will, even after she was possessed. We are talking about a mortal, wielding the power of a primal.
It can't possibly be that easy, can it? There must be some sort of sacrifice required. Or maybe she's just special?
What qualities this woman possesseth, I know not. But full sure am I that she was groomed for this role. Few are privy to the secrets of summoning, and but a single party standeth to profit from their dissemination.
Well, I wouldn't presume to comment on how the lass came to know about summoning, but I will say that what she summoned was a primal. The readings were the same, or near as damn it. strange as it all sounds, it's really no different from what you've faced before.
Then mayhap it is time that we re-examined our previous encounters.
Pack your things, Ida. We're going back to Gridania.
Yes, sir.
About Iceheart's final words to you. Hear, feel, think. Hydaelyn speaks to her as well. If Iceheart is blessed with the power of the Echo, she will doubtless have used it to further her goals. Or could it be that it was a revelation granted her by the Echo which first set her on this path? She did say that the Ishgardians were blind to the truth. Do you think she has knowledge of the origins of the Ishgardian-Dravanian War? It would do much to explain her unwavering conviction.
Did not the Lady Iceheart implore thee to seek the Keeper of the Lake? And did she not imply that in so doing thou wouldst come to see with eyes unclouded?
Yeah, she did.
Midgard-Zoma was a king amongst kings who reigned for centuries on end. But he is dead and his wisdom lost to the ages. Unless the Ishgardians' fears are well-founded. It would seem we have yet another reason to stand watch over the Keeper of the Lake. For a mercy, we are well positioned to do so. Iceheart, Shiva, Ascians, and Midgard-Zoma. I shudder to think how they're all connected.
Intriguing. So what do we got now? You would discuss how best to proceed in light of recent developments. I mean to scour the annals of for knowledge of Midgard-Zoma. Given his great age, I dare say he appears in more than a few... Do you hear that? A commotion outside. Would you see if aught is amiss? Yeah? Denophin, it is well that you are on hand. You have a problem. Rolla has escaped. It happened shortly after the Immortal Flames took her into custody. She had been placed in a dungeon cell ahead of her coming trial. But apparently, was not to her liking. The turnkey was found slain along with two guards. 'Tis plain she received inside help. Citizens report seeing her quitting the city via the Gate of Knowledge with a bloodied spear in her hand. She makes for Castrum, I am certain of it. With her fate in Eorzea as good as sealed, what recourse has she but to flee to her imperial masters? Even as we speak, Captain Ilbert and the First are hot upon Ren's heels. Pray make haste to Camp Bullfrog and join the hunt. Teleport. Camp. Oh, where's Bullfrog? There it is. Alright, off we go then. I'm here! What do I gotta do? My thanks for coming, Scion. I have spoken with the soldiers here. They say that Rowan walked through the camp not a bell ago. Ah, she walked right through. You did not mishear me. We have Runabon's decision to keep the matter secret to thank for that. Bad for morale, he said. As a result, not a single flame in the garrison made an attempt to detain her. And so here we are. Rowan must not be allowed to reach Castrum Medirum. Well, luckily for you, I got Co with me. Go and Windstorm. She ain't going nowhere. Don't have time to play with you right now, Basilisk. Have to wait for another time. There. Maybe. Yep. Proceed. Was with really. He threw himself at us that his mistress might escape. She didn't blink when he cut him down, not even when he started screaming. No loyalty even to her own. The goddamn harpy. With me, Sire, we almost have her. Please, you want to go Lancer? Taking out the healer. Good night. try that again. Whew! I was all in focus mode there. Yeah. Bind her and do it right, tight. Yes, sir. Do it tight and right. Good work, men. She and her Imperial cronies pushed us close, but we were better. Behold, a respected officer of the Immortal Flames. People looked up to you as one of the Order's founding members, one of its pillars. It saddens me to see you fallen so low. Snort, what would you know of low? You, a spoiled little lordling who has never known any want. People such as you take wealth and birth for granted. You think it your God's given right to rule over others. You know not of our plight, the injustice that we lowborn guardians must endure. To the noble lords and ladies, we are not people, but resources to be consumed. I did what I had to do to survive, stealing, killing, even whoring myself. It is no fault of mine if fools imagine me a paragon when I join the flames. I hear you tell it. One would think you the only person ever to have suffered. In case you've forgotten, Rudabon himself was born into poverty, as was I. We lived hand to mouth, and little more than the shirts on our backs. Hunger was our constant companion. Yet never did we bemoan our lot in life, nor did we begrudge others their fortunes. We accepted the hand we had been dealt, and played it to the best of our ability. Life was a battle, aye, but no matter what the fate threw at us, we took it on the chin and came back for more. Everything we had, we fought for. How are we any different then? 'Tis true that we were both mercenaries of lowly birth, and 'tis true that we both had our fair share of struggles. But whereas I sold my sword, you, Marshal, you sold your comrades. If life has taught me one thing, it is that you never betray your own. I would sooner cut my own arm than raise a hand against a friend. But enough talk. You will return to Ulda to face justice, and the people whose trust you have dragged through the gutter. He makes very good points. So much as a hint of remorse. Sighed, 'tis well that this sordid business is finally at an end. Our friend's betrayal cuts deeper than steel. We must hope that we have chosen our own allies more wisely than Rubon chose his.
I have heard. Truly bothersome business. No, I do not foresee a problem on that front. The main concern is Roban. There is no telling what the brute might do. Have the Blades watch him in the flames day and night. You may leave the Sultana to me. I shall personally attend her grace. Sever one of the East Aldenard trade routes. That ought to keep Lolorito occupied for a while. Nanamo Ulnamo. For my sake, pray be a good little Sultana to the last.
You are creepy. quest complete. Well, guys and ghouls, I'm going to leave it there. And we will continue on with the main story in the next video. So, ciao for now.